Hello, welcome to the Black... Oh, wait, are we actually doing it? Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Black Knight Podcast, episode 198. We were supposed to record the show on May the 4th, so I was going to make a May the 4th pun. But today's May the 5th, because we're superior beings.
But only losers do May the 4th puns.
Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah, it's Revenge of the 5th.
And Revenge of the 5th.
And then just remember, the 6th strikes back on. Is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of all mismatched time on yesterday because I freely admit, I thought my dog, I will freely admit, I was walking my dog right before the podcast, and I was like trying to get it done as fast as possible. And I text Jeff, I'm literally 10 minutes away from finishing my walk. I will be ready in that time.
In that time.
And Jeff was like, nope, I gotta go see a movie. And I'm like, okay, fine, we'll do it tomorrow. And we're a little late tonight because actually, I just kind of got. So I had planned to do all my stuff for work before 5 o'clock. Got most of it done. Was gonna go for my run at 8 o'clock, so I could be here for 9:30 after shower.
Mm-hmm.
It's now officially 9:50. I just jumped on. We're literally starting as I got off the treadmill because unfortunately stuff came up that I had to go help.
Welcome to life. It's great. But,
10 out of 10 now, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's move on to an important subject first, though. I saw Endgame.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and it's the simplest thing I can say.
Is it good?
It's not as good as Infinity War, in my personal...
That is actually something I've heard. A lot of people are like, it's good, but it's not as good as the previous. And I 100% agree with that. I feel like Infinity War was a better movie.
It was. Well, it's like...
I will say, though, I do like the visuals more in this one rather than Infinity War.
Yeah, I do too.
They were they had a much more satisfying feel to them.
Yeah. I would say that it felt like as if Infinity War was the darker chapter, whereas this is... See, because the thing is Rory wants to do a spoiler cast, so we have to plan that out soon.
Yeah, we'll talk with we'll see if we can do later this week.
Yeah.
We'll just if we have an evening where we're all available,
mm-hmm.
We'll just hop on and do a recording real quick for an hour.
I mean, I think that's probably going to be the best thing. But I'm gonna say point blank, I love the ending. I love the bookends that they kind of gave. The characters that are gone. I think the one that is more confusing is Thor. A little bit more confusing than the most. And I have 3 major critiques about that film, but they're more kind of related to what the movie is, and that's probably going to be something that comes up in the show. But like I saw it, it's not as good as Endgame. Endgame's a darker movie. And I would say if you want a good bookend to all of the movies, you should see this movie. Josh, have you seen it?
Endgame? No. But I don't care, and I've watched the Red Letter Media review on it, and I still
I mean,
don't care.
you know what? Like, that's actually probably a better. Like, you're getting infinite value from that, so you should just watch that anyways.
Yeah. Like, eventually down the line, I'll probably get like once it comes out on fucking Blu-ray, DVD, HP, fucking AVI, fucking I'll just watch it then.
Yeah. No, I will freely admit with why people aren't seeing N-War. I don't blame them. It's fuck me. Like it. Like I love the movie. I really do. There are some complaints about it. But they're mostly like minor, like what I feel like are minor nitpicks, or what I feel is a little bit off about the setup. I am happy that they went with a bit of a smaller story though, and you can tell that like straight off the bat when you start watching. It's immediately a lot smaller straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's not as overwhelming, and it feels a lot less rushed. And that movie is like that movie is a movie where it's like, oh, it's the Marvel greatest hits series of movies. Like, it's like, oh, they have references to everything. And like it's like little things that you really don't think about play massive big roles in this movie. But I digress. Like, I have like I was saying earlier, I have 3 major complaints, and they kind of are spoilery.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff like where you're kind of like, okay, like I'm reaching for straws here, but I'm reaching for straws because it's like, it makes complete and total sense. And I honestly am slightly disappointed that they didn't do, after the big thing that happens in the first opening act, the entire rest of the movie should have been a post-credit scene.
Oh, that would have been great. I would have totally sat through the rest of the movie for that. Like,
I mean,
that should have been like the fastest cop out. Oh my god, so many people would have been like, "Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie," and then it's just like, "Oh, yeah."
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's 10 minutes.
It's
Enjoy the movie.
Minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
I paid $25 a ticket for this.
30 minutes, and the entire rest of the movie is 3 hours. Right after the post-credit scene.
Yeah, no, I also love the fact that they do like their little quick callbacks too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like legit, this movie was entirely a love letter to every like Marvel fans,
and it needed
it like legit.
Yeah.
And it did it. It was astounding in my opinion.
It was better than. Let me put it like this: if you're going into this movie blind, you're going to miss things. But But that being said, those things that you're missing sometimes aren't very important.
They're little quick, tiny, small things that are just like they're more for fans than anything else.
Yeah, but like it's like little things like did you know that there's a Howard the Duck in the movie?
Yes, I do think he pops up for like a brief second. I don't remember where though.
Yeah, there's Howard the Duck. There's stuff about like Thor. Yeah, it's a good movie. People should watch it.
I would strongly recommend people to watch it.
Yeah, it's a really good bookend.
Yep.
Can't wait for the next series of like Marvel movies, and they're gonna be like, okay, they're just rubbing their hands. They're like, okay, what other characters we can use? Well, there's Blade, and it's like, that's not Marvel, is it?
Yes,
no, it totally is. And they go, oh, we got the edgy people in here now.
Marvel.
Yeah.
I would love to see them to do something with Blade, but I do know for a fact that Blade is a little bit of a thing that they're not going to touch in any way, shape, or form.
God, they can just get a new actor at that point. Like, I wouldn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
But
seriously,
that's the problem though. Is it's not that I don't think they have a lot of like a few actors out there. I would suggest like that would be the idea of Blade. But the problem is Blade is a different style of universe. Like Blade is a Marvel comic, but it's not part of the Marvel Avengers universe. He's a separate offshoot, and it works for him that way because like it's actually like fairly stable and fairly.
I'll just bullshit it and just throw him in.
Yeah, but you can't considering what they have to do with Blade, you wouldn't be able to fit it in because his universe is like a dark universe. Like
all you have to do is say, yeah, he's a half vampire, half human.
Oh no, hang on. Here, no, you can't. You can't. You literally.
Yeah, you can.
He's legit not a half vampire, half human though.
He's a daywalker.
I thought that's what his backstory was.
He's a daywalker. He's a genetic abnormality.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, and on top of that, his entire story is about him dealing with the criminal underworld that is basically run by vampires.
Yeah.
Including including stealing women and like using them as like sex toys, rape bodies, and stuff like that. Yeah. Like his universe
Vampire Punisher. Vampire Punisher.
No, because the Punisher still exists in the Marvel universe. Punisher, that's the thing. Like Punisher is actually technically an Avenger. Fun fact. I just
They could never do a good Punisher movie. Actually, no.
They have done a good Punisher movie.
Yeah, it's called John Wick.
They've done several good. No, it is not John Wick. John Wick is a good John Wick movie. Punisher, like the Punisher has had a few good movies. It's because his premise is so extreme. Like it's so hard to nail down to get it right with Punisher, and that's the problem with Punisher movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of plot line they're going to go with now because like they've just finished like the best plot line for the event.
Galactus. You could do Galactus.
But that would require them to have Fantastic Four, which they don't have.
Yeah.
How do they not have that?
Well, they haven't put it into the universe yet.
It belongs to Sony.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Just like how Spider-Man still belongs to Sony. X-Men still belongs to Fox, but Fox is now owned by Disney.
So they could do, they could do Secret Wars.
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about that one because like they've got most of the cast there for it, but they don't have She-Hulk. She-Hulk is like a key figure for it too.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they would do it considering like how they've like finished off stuff.
I don't know. Yeah. Also,
like it's not that I don't think Secret War could work. It's just that it might be fairly difficult to do.
Yeah. I mean,
just because of how they structured the MCU universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else? Mm-hmm. Oh, one complaint though. Fuck this movie. I don't think needed to be when they were announcing it's like, oh yeah, everything in this movie is like necessary for you to watch the movie and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's a cool thing. And then I watched the movie and I was like, there are a couple scenes that you can actually dip out of. You'll miss maybe one or two jokes, but you'll be able to go use the washroom. And there was one, like, legit, I went online, looked for a bathroom break because I was like, I guarantee you I'm going to need a bathroom. So I'm going to quickly look for, like, where they what the person did is, like, they said, yeah, you'll know where you need to dip out because they'll mention something about X and you'll know when to dip out. And, like, the first one was, like, an hour and 15 minutes and then I was like, fuck, that's bullshit.
I had my bladder for the entire hour.
I got through the first hour before I had to dip out to the washroom, but that was because I kind of mismanaged my bladder first thing.
Mm-hmm. That's always the hardest part.
Well, yeah, because you get a big drink and you sit down and you watch that. It is actually like kind of the reason why. But at the same time, it wasn't super like worrying and stuff like that. It was just, oh look, I need to go to the washroom. Can I hold it? No. All right, I'm gonna dip out when I feel like it's slowed down. And it's when I said that, it literally slowed down. I stood up and walked out, like jarred it, and it took me like only like 30 seconds to go to the washroom and come back. I thankfully got lucky and was able to manage to like dodge the mistake of what happened to one person who left the room where the first big thing happens. Jeff.
Oh.
Like he left before the head moment.
Oh,
like that he came back and he like I remember like he's sitting 2 seats over from me and he sat back down, he looked and he's like, oh fuck, that was all I heard from beside me was he, and he knew he missed something.
yep. It's important to understand that that moment is very important. See, the problem is that like I want to talk about it more. Like I have,
You just don't know if you can really.
yeah, because like one of my biggest critiques is like they handle something really dumb and then they handle 2 things really dumb and then they go, well, it makes sense, and it's like, no, it doesn't. It actually does not make sense. There's a few plot holes in this movie. There's
there are some plot holes, but they're not like so jarring that they've like ruined the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would like that's the thing about this movie is it's incredibly solid. It's incredibly like
it's a Marvel movie.
Fun. It's a Marvel movie. It's fun. It has a romp. It's generally interesting. It has a solid payoff at the end. It has a solid payoff at the start. It sets itself up incredibly well, and with an incredible efficiency too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know which one of the plot points that you're complaining about because I think it bothered me a little bit too.
We'll compare notes afterwards.
Yeah, no. We'll compare notes when we do the spoiler cast. Probably, I would love to do it probably like Wednesday if we can, but depend upon Rory and Josh and
I don't think Josh.
maybe Shane.
I don't think Josh wants to do it, but
like he can be there to learn, unless he somehow ends up seeing it before Wednesday, which would be cool. But at the same time, I don't expect
somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're. I don't know if you have money, so you could be like, I'm poor, I'm not going. I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever.
I am gonna say this is that like it was nice when I kind of was like, oh, I don't have free time, I can't go see Endgame, and then I now have free time, so I saw Endgame and it was good.
That actually one other thing that I noticed about Endgame, and it's a little bit of a small critique, but man, I don't know how it came out a full year after Infinity War, and it was timed just perfectly and stuff like that. And we noticed this when me and my when I was walking out of the stadium or the theater with my friend Kim. She was walking out with me, and she looked at her Facebook and was like, "Huh, a year ago I tweeted out Infinity War was good. That is all." And I was like, "Well, I guess you have to message out then Endgame was good. That is all." And I'm happy that I saw it opening weekend because legit. I'm in 20 chats on Discord, and I kind of just lurk on most, but I'm active on a few. And the ones I'm the most active on all had Endgame spoiler chat, and I immediately muted them all. The evening, Thursday evening, right before, the day before it came out, because they were doing midnight releases for some.
It's hilarious.
Edmonton actually had an 8:00 release, which was fucking weird.
It's hilarious because Allan will randomly pop in on our Discord and just start writing things, and it's hilarious. Always funny.
Yeah,
it's like
I pop in and I'm like, oh, that's a funny thing. Hey guys, and I'll just leave and I'll come back 3 days later. It's like, hey, about that conversation we were having. It's like, Allan, you popped in and said a line. It's like, yeah, but you said something I need to talk about.
Have you seen the Boomer Girlfriend?
No.
Go look in dank memes when you have a chance. Just type it in on Google.
I will. Which chat, by the way?
The Full of One chat.
Dank memes, Boomer.
So yeah.
Unless did it get deleted?
No, it's the girl. It's an anime girl with a monster.
Oh god. I'll have to watch that later. Yeah. No, I that's the thing about we're gonna go back to Endgame real quick, and we'll move on to different topics with Josh involved. But it's fun, enjoyable. There are some small complaints, nothing super major. I'm happy how they did all their send-offs for the characters, and I'm stupid excited for Guardians 3 now, and I'm stupid excited for Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought this was gonna be the end for me for Marvel movies. But I only have other than Guardians and Spider-Man, I didn't have anything else. And the only thing I have now that I really want to see more of is Doctor Strange,
Ant-Man.
I don't want to see any more Ant-Man. I like, as much as he's a fun character, but he's a character who can't stand on his own very well. But like, and now that he's paired up, like he's paired up with Wasp in the series, he might do better that way. But I don't think he'll do very well on his own. I would love to see more of what's his name? Iron Patriot or what? Or
War Machine.
Is it War Machine? I thought it was Iron Patriot.
It's War Machine, then it became Iron Patriot, then back to War Machine, and then in this.
Yeah, he's weird.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I would love to see a movie like that's a bit more centered on him. That would be pretty interesting to see too.
Yeah.
I would love I like the movies that I want to see are movies I'm probably not going to see because like Doctor Strange is as good as Doctor Strange is as a character, Benedict Cumberbatch and the World of Wizards and the Secret Societies and stuff like that. It's such a like niche style of movie. If it does come out, I will go see it in an instant, but I probably won't see it for I probably don't see it coming for like the next maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to see another Black Panther movie. Like Black Panther is good, but as the Black Panther movies, in my opinion, I saw he can't stand on his own. He works better with other characters around him from the franchise.
I'm going to say this about Black Panther, and I'm going to say this: they got the best actor for Black Panther.
Oh no, without a doubt, they got the best actor. Black Panther.
But the problem with Black Panther is
he can't stand on his own.
Yeah, as a character, it's like, oh, you're a prince. Okay, like take away the kingdom, please. Give him guns. Like make him kind of like Batman, please. No, sad face.
No. Well, no, it's not that the idea of like the spears didn't work. Like it was in the movie Black Panther where the spears were like, oh yeah, they're not rifles. It was like. That's such a dumb thing, and they fixed it in Infinity War. They fixed that in Infinity War. They fixed a lot of the problems I had with
Black Panther,
Wakandan society in Infinity War. But Black Panther, like he has to be like paired up with like a War Machine, Ant-Man, maybe like Doctor Strange would be a good pair up. Technically, you could pair him up with the Scarlet Witch too. Would be another good pair up. Like he needs other characters to work off. He doesn't work well as himself or by him. And the problem is he's just. I'd say he's too stoic in a way for his own movie. It's not that like, or well, no, that's wrong because technically, that's what a lot of people complain about Thor 1 and 2 was that he was too stoic.
Yeah.
Or well, that he was stoic and had explosive anger, but that's hit or miss for some people. But like, you get what I mean. He suffers like character development problems on his own.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's a bad character. He has the nuance, he has the complexity and stuff like that to be an interesting character. But again, he needs to be bounced off of like 2 or 3, and he can't survive on it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of always been the problem with those characters, though.
Yeah.
We got to shift topics to something that Josh is going to be interested in.
Sure.
Okay, Josh, I'm going to tell you of a game that's on Kickstarter. Okay?
Kickstarter games.
Boy.
I love Kickstarter games.
Boy.
Let me tell you about this game, okay?
Is this a game that I...
Okay, so we'll give you the premise.
Okay.
What's the premise?
Well, the game that saved Kickstarter. Okay?
Okay. So far, sounds good. It sounds good.
It's done by Studio Foes, which is a background in CG pornographic movies, many of which are parodies involving game characters.
Interesting. So, are they branching out, or are they still staying in their dome?
They're making a Unity game, which has been described as Mass Effect visual novel with boobs.
I will be impressed if that actually happens. But I won't lie. I'm probably gonna buy this game. I won't lie. I'm probably buying this game.
It has 3 separate endings. each coordinating to a color. That's already like 3/4 of the way there to Mass Effect.
I just thought of something so stupid.
And
each like, okay, so the ending has 3 different colors. That's the 3 different colors you can jizz at the end.
Go ahead.
But it gets better. It gets better. The game is going to be it's going to be sold on Steam. And by golly, let's look at the babes, man. There's a lot of tits and ass. Mainly tits.
This movie is literally a pornographic movie.
It is.
Or game.
Like,
it's hardcore porn too.
Yeah.
I mean, rather go all the way than not at all.
It's the game that basically saved Kickstarter.
Does Kickstarter need saving?
It raised $1 million.
That's pretty good. Oh, they said something about no feature creeping too, so that's actually pretty good.
The quote on this PC Gamer article is, "We just wanted to make a dick laser bouncy big bouncy anime tits."
Yup.
So I'm gonna say this.
And a lot of
Whatever happens, at least we have Subverse. At least it will be great. At least there will be must see tits and ass. And it will probably be a game that you're very shameful to own. Like most porn games. On your Steam account.
You mean not like all the porn games?
I mean, there's like 1 or 2 that I actually really kind of like.
And they're like high class porn games.
Yeah. I like watching like Let's Plays of people playing porn games because they're really dumb and stupid.
Right now I'm like, fuck, I want to just see the thing of this Kickstarter and I can't find it anywhere.
Subverse. Yeah,
Subverse?
Yep.
Okay.
It's boobs that saved Kickstarter, and they're funded. And you have the choice between, like, 4 sexy ladies. 5 sexy ladies. Meet the waifus.
Get the number right.
Illegal sex bot. Your ship's mainframe android will serve you in every desirable way. She maintains your ship, can translate thousands of alien language, and is even a bro enough in order to delete your embarrassing HoloNet searches. Oh boy.
Hopefully. Oh well. I don't have a problem with being a thing. I actually get a bit of a laugh out of it, and I am actually kind of hoping that happens. But at the same time, I am a little concerned about how considering the controversy with I think it's Tim Pool.
Yeah.
Because Tim Pool also has a thing named Subverse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I don't.
It's not that you don't.
It's just a dumb argument.
Oh yeah.
But Tim Pool approached initially when Faux Studio got kicked off of Patreon
started
making porn. He approached them and tried to talk, said, "Hey, do you want to do an interview?" They turned around and made some snide comments and stuff like that. What else? They also there's a lot of dumb shit that's going on during this.
It is,
and it's at the same time I'm like, oh my god. So apparently Tim Pool's gonna try to challenge him, and I'm kind of looking at it I was just this is why we can't have nice things.
I mean, okay, so this is the thing this is the controversy part I kind of wanted to talk about. Really, is
touch on real quick.
It's this game is great. It's a good idea. It's this is kind of where the industry is going to go. It's becoming more masculine, and that's okay. The part that's really stupid is the fact that I don't know. Tim has kind of been pushing Subverse for a long, long time, and it's like, there's now a porn game named after his stupid news site. And stupid is not even like a right word to describe it, because it's like, it's named directly off of his name or his site. That is hilarious. That is actually the most trolliest thing that anyone could ever do. And rightfully so, Tim is pissed off. But it's like, really? Like, really? There is no winning from this. Like,
well, it'll depend upon how it like turns out.
Yeah.
It's like the big problem is that Tim doesn't want the name of his show being associated with it. And I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah.
No, like, it's like he has some fair arguments. Both sides have some fair arguments. Believe it or not, Tim didn't fucking
register it.
Copyright or register it until after Subverse registered back in February. I found that out and I was like, Tim, you can't win this. Even though you've been calling your show Subverse for a long time, you didn't fucking try to market it the proper way.
Yeah. And that's stuff happens. People make mistakes. So I think that what needs to happen is, I think what's probably going to happen is I think Tim needs to change his,
I would say that changing the title of the show is a better way.
Yeah, and it's just...
by the way, the name of this show, Subverse, I've never heard a show called that. That is such a dumb...
It's not even called Subverse. Subverse is like his news platform, so it's like, And it makes sense, but it's like, like... It's like, okay, like that is kind of hilarious. Whatever, it's not a big deal. I will say though, however, the fact that like this game did succeed just makes me hilarious. Just makes me lol even more. And you want to know the best part about this? I'm gonna load up the history. I was looking at it recently. So I'm going to read out some of the stretch goals. And you guys are going to be like, okay. So for 5,000, you unlock 3 chapter games. With the amount that we can bring at the start to the end, the active start for it, that means 4 of your waifus and most of your intended gameplay systems. Sweet. Then you unlock a cat girl.
Yep.
Additional animation.
Oh look, the best waifus now in the game.
Yes. They recently unlocked Squidward. Then we unlocked additional animations. At this point, we'll be able to deliver extra animations, loot sequences, or all of the waifus in the game. Trust us, we're not going to wait. You're going to want to see these. Okay, whatever. Then you unlock a Squid Girl.
A what
Squid
girl?
Girl. That's.
Oh yeah, that's right. Number 5. Right.
Number 5. Well, there's, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 that we know of. Then we unlock the cat girl. Then we have the Squid Girl. That's 6. Then we have, with 1,500, 10 games chapters. So they're going to have 10 chapters. We have fully voice acted, additional Xeno animations, cool, loyalty quests, cinematic waifu vintages. Then we elect customizable Mary, additional animations, and yeah, pretty much. And we have the warrior chest. So...
which is the buttloads of extra lube you're going to need.
We would like to thank all of our backers and loyalty fans who helped us throughout this campaign. The final stretch of the game will bring you the best game possible, putting every last dollar to pledges towards pushing it, polishing it. Think of it as an extra layer of wax of the car, more programmers, more animators, and one hell of a safety net to bring over all the brave content in the highest quality.
Extra layers of lube.
So... I'm going to say this. I find this hilarious. It made me lol. It's hilarious because considering how the game industry is trying to be more and more tame, this comes down and is just like, nope, like, people just want porn.
Damn right. And if I can remember a classic song, "The Internet's for Porn," I believe it goes something like "The Internet is for porn."
I mean, Tumblr's for porn, and
so grab your dick and double click.
Yep. Grab your dick and double click.
I can't wait until. Okay, let me explain this to you. I am going to be so happy when the Tumblr might come back from what is it? What would you call it? Destruction? The not safe for work section?
Mm-hmm.
So Tumblr's getting talked about being bought up by Pornhub, and Pornhub's like, yep, we're going to return it to its former glory. And it's like, this might be a reason to reactivate my Tumblr account.
Because even they knew, they're like, no, Tumblr was like legit a porn site. Just shut up and go back.
Tumblr was the place we put all of the feminists, because we got tired of listening to them talk. All of the furries, all of the journalists who don't know anything about the internet.
Well, actually, a lot of furries didn't like Tumblr because it was...
Apparently.
It's actually pretty funny when you listen to some furries talk. It's like, no, Tumblr was like a mistake.
It was a very big mistake. We should rebuild it, put all the feminists on there, dox them, then go to their houses and invade and steal everything, including their computers.
How about no?
This sounds like a brilliant idea, Alan. I did not smoke a bowl before starting the show.
Bullshit. I don't believe that.
I'm actually fine. I'm joking. There's actually a funny story about me walking through the bathrooms. Okay, side tangent. Potty talk. So, Alan, you remember the bathrooms at Nate and how disgusting they were?
Yeah.
Josh, you remember the bathrooms at Nate?
They're not the greatest.
They are.
But, yeah.
Disgusting?
Man, someday.
The men's washrooms in particular, like, I thought people did not know how to take a shit until I went to Nate. I thought I was the only person who was actually incompetent. Then I went to Nate, and I realized that people were far, far worse than me. So
when I initially started going there, back like I think it was a year before you went there, Jeff. The bathrooms weren't that bad.
Yeah.
But then again,
that's the thing.
Then again, I was going at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that there's definitely peak times that it's being used a lot, and there's definitely bathrooms you want to go to because it's like far, far away from the fucking the food area, or the, what the hell is that area? The concession area. Fucking, I would say the one that's just like on the opposite side of the building on the top floor. That one's the best one. If you go closer to where the freaking concessions are, that's the worst one. Like it's just a varying like heat graph.
Yeah. But
the middle ones were the worst.
So yeah.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
So
jeez, I don't think I ever went in the middle one.
All three floors. The middle ones were always the worst. I don't know what it was.
Weird.
I don't know what it was. I don't know why it was. It was. However, the top floor far right had a solid month where it was, in my opinion, it was the worst bathroom that I'd ever been.
Yeah.
And the reason was because one of the stalls was destroyed and was left out of purpose. The other two stalls in there were poorly kept, and the urinals constantly were either had like toilet paper in them, or they were there was one for like a solid week that was shut down because it's like non-functioning. So it went down to two toilets and two urinals for like a week in there at one point. And the other two urinals were just
disarray.
bad. Like you could smell like it was a bad bathroom for like a month.
Okay. So
this is after you left, but I think this is after both you guys.
No, I was still there. So I'm gonna explain this to you in the simplest way I can. Knee high is very funny because I came up with the idea in order to solve the Nate bathroom issue while walking across the pathway high as can be because I'm stupid and dumb and intelligent and probably going to fail a drug test if I have to take one, whatever. But I basically sat there and I said, we should put cameras or have it so that you scan your student ID in order to use the washroom. And then if the washroom is not in a proper order, you get publicly shamed.
I mean, that's a lot of other issues, but I mean, that's a start. Like, at the same time, it's like, I don't want to put a lock on a bathroom because people have to go. But at the same time, fuck those people who fuck up a bathroom. Because for fuck's sake, I just want to go. Because trust me, I've heard some couple stories from friends that are like, yeah, I had to clean up a dirty bathroom and I want to kill the person who did that. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. You want to just murder them senselessly.
It is exactly that. So I'm saying this while I'm walking across the pathway, and cute girl who may or may not have laughed at me on the bus while I was jamming out to We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. And other individual hears me in my stupor tirade of fueled by rage and hatred and other things, and weed, mostly weed. And I haven't talked to that person since. I'm assuming I fucked myself royally. Or she's going to listen to the show and be very, very creeped out. But going back to our Subverse topic, yeah, I find it hilarious and everything's stupid.
I do hope it actually does pretty well.
I
actually want to see like this game.
I want it to succeed just so I can point to feminists and laugh. I only want it to succeed so I can buy it for a lesbian and say, here's the game that you always wanted. Here you go. And then watch as she enters pain, suffering, and despair. I want to buy it and give it to my sister and watch her be like, why? Why does this exist? That's the only things I want it for, is to cause misery in other people.
I actually, what was it? I do kind of personally hope. Oh my god.
Don't die.
Slowly dying.
Don't die. You're not allowed to die.
I am allowed to die if I see fit.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see. I'm really hoping, because we're talking about like releases and stuff like that, things that are just like new expectations and stuff like that. I want to see so badly, without a doubt in my mind. I want to see the movie that's coming out on Friday. That is either going to be hot trash and everybody's going to love it, or it's going to be good and everybody's going to love
Detective Pikachu? Apparently it's already beating Endgame.
Yes. I would be very surprised.
Apparently it might beat Endgame in box office scores.
I would be... actually, no. It's going to depend. But, like, the Pokemon fan base is, like, I think the largest fan base ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what would be the second biggest. Maybe Star Wars is still biggest.
Yep. It's either Star Wars. But, it's either Star Wars or Marvel. I can't remember which.
Yeah. And all I can think of is like, man, I'm going to totally see Detective Pikachu. And then I look over and see Sonic twitching on the ground.
Well,
convulsing. I'm like, I hope he gets better.
I am actually genuinely worried that trailer and like the initial like poster and stuff like that was a stunt by the PR, like a PR stunt.
That's what like everyone's kind of pondering right now. It's like, was this all a PR stunt?
Because the response came so fast. Oh, yeah. Like there was a 24-hour period and we got a response. I don't even think it was 24 hours. But I saw the trailer and I saw Sonic and I was like, oh, this is a horrible design. And then I found out that the guy responded. I stopped and I went back and looked at the trailer. I was like, there's something here that I missed. Well, I do know that I am happy that Jim Carrey as fucking Robotnik, though. That is a great choice.
I mean, he's...
Well, freaking, have you seen nothing but the meme images of him carrying the whole movie on his back and it's going to rupture the spine, apparently?
Mm-hmm.
No one can do this. No one.
No one else could do this.
If anybody's going to save that movie, it's going to be Jim.
It is.
However, the voice they got for Sonic isn't a bad voice.
No. It's... They everything about it is well cast. It is perfectly fine. It's just that, like, you look at the execution and you're like, I hope Jim Carrey is good in it.
By the way, I finally saw a trailer for Aladdin. I actually finally saw the Aladdin trailer.
Boy, that's not Genie.
Huh.
He's not actually, like, the thing is, I was sitting there and I was like, that doesn't look half bad. It looks way better than Lion King.
I actually disagree.
Like, it looked leagues better than and the argument, in my opinion, is because it looks like they're actually sticking with what the plot was from the original Aladdin, unlike what they did with Maleficent, which was supposed to be Sleeping Beauty, or what they did with what was it?
Lion King, Jungle Book.
No, Jungle Book is a great movie. I will stand by that.
I agree.
The very end.
I think Lion King is going to be really good too, but that's personally my opinion, and
it's already out.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it fucking bombed.
Oh.
Either Lion King or Dumbo.
I think it was Dumbo that came out. Lion King hasn't come out yet, I don't think.
Lion King comes out in July. Dumbo bombed hard. Yeah. Like,
I wonder why.
No, it's because... Here's the thing about movies about cute animals. Mm-hmm. It's the reason why Zootopia is, in my opinion, the far superior CG movie of all the Disney animated movies so far, is because they can't be done haphazard. And doing a live action version of Lion King like this it looks gorgeous. I will say that, like the CGI is spot on. It's gorgeous. It looks wonderful. But in comparison to Aladdin, it doesn't feel like it works all that well. Because, unfortunately, the problem is with it is it's too photorealistic to the point where it actually damages it. That was the reason why, like in my opinion, like movies that focus on like with animals as the main character, whether it's the 101 Dalmatians, Lion King, Dumbo, Robin Hood, and I do mean Disney Robin Hood from the Dark Age. Stuff like that. If you're going to do movies like that, you have to do either redo them as animated movies like Zootopia, or you do them as 2D. And you can't do them like super high detail, realistic CGI, because it detracts. It takes something away, because unfortunately, realistic animals don't emote the same way as we do. They emote through like things like, a good example: a cheetah chirps, pants, and whines. It like legit. That's what cheetahs do to communicate and like talk. And on top of that, another thing is they also like have pheromones and stuff like that. So you can't like translate that onto like CGI. That's the big problem. Mm-hmm. But with 3D animated movies, you can get away with doing it a lot easier, because you actually have access to, like, you can make your characters emote a bit more fluidly. You can make them feel like a little bit more spry and dynamic in comparison to real life, like super hyper realistic CGI. Mm-hmm. However, I will say this, by the way. I will say this right now. The cast they have for this goddamn movie, fuck me, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Don Glover as Simba. Eric Eric Andre as Aziz.
Mm-hmm.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, whatever his name is Scar, and then there's Beyonce as Nala, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is like an A cast.
Whoever.
I'm not even mad. Like that's a solid cast lineup. Timon is Billy Etchner. Who's Keegan Michael Keys? Seth Rogen is Pumbaa. Oh God, I don't know how I feel about that. John Oliver is Zazu. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
John Canny is Rafiki. That works. Who is Keegan Michael Key? What is he playing up in this movie? Whatever. But I'm like this is, and of course, James Earl Jones as Mufasa.
No.
They are. He's still alive.
No, I got a conversation I gotta make very quickly. I played BattleTech this week. It's still good. People should play it, and it's awesome. And individual BattleTech.
Which game? Yeah. Oh, obvious. Like without a doubt, BattleTech has a mechanical problem. Like nothing that's like, no, don't play this game. It's like, no, play this game.
Josh, you know how you hate XCOM because you can aim an alien's face and have 99%?
Yeah.
Okay, in BattleTech it doesn't work that way. Yes,
that's good.
Great. You should buy this. You will love it.
How wonderful!
How wonderful is it?
Actually, I will also just a heads up, Josh. Yes, it does still have that percentage thing, but like the percentage thing is you will be skewed towards being like, yeah, I can take that shot. Like even if you're on like a 40% chance of like half your weapons because you're firing so many weapons on like a single rifle or a single pistol or a single like weapon, you tend to fire more for like saturation, which is what these mechs are designed for. You'll have like 10 weapons on a mech, and they'll have incremental ranges. So like long range weapons, medium range weapons, and short range. Believe it or not, long range actually sucks at close, and close can't hit far away. Surprise, surprise. Actual engagement ranges matter, but that's beside the point. As you get closer with a long range weapon, it does get better initially, and then it drops off hard. Medium weapons are considered like the best all round because, hey, guess what? At medium range, I'm effective. And it doesn't punish me for being close, unless you're like point blank range. In which case, you just might as well just punch the fucking bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually say play the game. I've watched people play it. It is on my to buy list. Mm-hmm. It's like super hard. There's also a bunch of other games I want to buy on that list. But yeah.
And I also played more. I played a lot more Sea of Thieves. They added.
Not as fun as you thought.
Oh well, no, they added fishing to that game. It's okay. Time waster.
Yeah. Buddy Leslie's been still playing that game. I mean, I think there's a gap of time that he stopped a bit, but he's every time there's a new update, he gets back into it.
I played it,
and yeah, he loves the show of the fishing.
I played it for like a solid month before I dodged out of it because, as fun as it is, it was severely lacking when it launched. It was certainly not a $60 game, and I regret it hard.
Certainly not.
But at the same time, it's the same thing with No Man's Sky. Apparently, it got some patch updates, and, new designs, but it makes it more like realistic. However, it doesn't excuse the other dumb bullshit that happened that got said earlier this week. Oh God, I gotta talk overall.
Oh boy, I thought that game was good again.
Boy.
I thought it was going to be good again. What happened, Allan?
So, they apparently Blizzard staff announced that no, we're only in the first. Like you know how Marvel Universe had their first their phases, phase 1, phase 2, and this is the end of phase 3 with Endgame.
Yeah.
So, Overwatch is apparently only still in its first phase. And I'm like, my response was like, what? You've already and so I actually saw a fantastic response, and I got a fucking hard laugh. But the problem was, like, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell a story, and a bunch of people are like, yeah, no, like there is no story, and like I actually had a friend try to defend it, and I looked, it was like, cool, what is the important factors that have actually developed in the character, in any of these characters since this game? We've gotten background information on Reinhardt, which is the only character who's actually effectively developed. Joborn is the other character that's effectively developed, but none of the main characters, like none of the primary characters that everybody's like, that's Overwatch, such as Tracer, Mercy. Well, Mercy had her potential character fucking axed. And like Soldier 76, like it's not that like the game doesn't have a good idea behind it, or that the idea of it developing a story as it goes along isn't a good idea. The problem is, as this joke, as somebody put it out with this joke, it's already made half its audience disappear.
Yeah.
And the thing is a lot of the player base won't come back. Like I actually like looked up the new story game mode that came out. Like you know how there was like, oh yeah, Blackwatch, Kingsway, the Kingsway operation, and there was like those like specialist missions. Those have been coming up for a while, but they've all been about past events and stuff like that. So it's like, well, yeah, it doesn't actually like, it isn't actually the story that we want. No, it isn't progressing forward. What happened is this new one that came out is actually progressing the story forward, where you would play as Mercy, Tracer, Winston, and who was the last person?
Genji.
You were those four characters, and the entire thing like it had an open cutscene. It set up like what the objective was, and then you played through the mission to get the objective. And they introduced a new character with the end cutscene. I was like, that's cool. That's how you do new character introductions, where it's like, yeah, here's a new character. This is what it like. He's a shouting new figure, and then we'll show more when we actually get closer to the reveal date. That's how you do a character.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late. It's now been out for what, 3 years?
Yep.
And they're only just doing this now. It's not, and they only have 2 game modes.
Oh yeah.
Still.
It's
the gameplay. It's not fun.
I mean, it's something where it's like, you look at TF2, and TF2 is fun no matter what role you're playing, and that game has very much embraced the community. But compare any of those games to any other game, and it's like, I wish Overwatch would do the same thing.
It mostly depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Remember, TF2 didn't have a story when it initially started. It was like, oh yeah, you're fighting over a gravel pit. Go have fun. Have a team. Go play fun with Team Deathmatch. And then people started making jokes about like how they're doing the like, oh, meet the heavy meet. They're like, well, we could actually do a story with this. They started like having like little fun jokes and little gameplay events, such as the Halloween events, which actually was where the story got introduced. Was like the Halloween special. This game is now what, 8, almost
10 years. 12 years old.
I actually want to double check that. Team Fortress 2 is how old? Team Fortress 2 came out. It is actually, it's 12 years old. It'll be 12 years old in October. Since then, it has progressively told a more interesting story. It has developed the world a lot more interesting. It has constant updates. Like they have rebalances like every week within like. And they don't have a public test server.
Oh, yeah. No, they don't.
That's it, and that's the big difference between Overwatch and Team Fortress. But even Team Fortress players are like, yeah, no. Sometimes we wish we had a playtest server, but at the same time, no, we shouldn't, because nobody would actually report the bug or the
bugs,
the cheat that we'd find. No, not even the bug, the cheat. Like, because that's the problem with Overwatch. A lot of players do the PTR or the open beta or the open testing board, whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. They don't report. They're not professional testers, so they don't report things properly. and it takes the character going live for like Blizzard to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
However, Team Fortress 2, in my opinion, they're not the same style game. Like, well, they are, but they aren't the same. They both bring something different to the game. Overwatch has a much more diverse cast of heroes and characters to select from. Team Fortress 2 has 9. Mm-hmm. You have heavy, medic, sniper, all the fun. But they've made them all unique, specialized, and effective for what they are. That each one plays differently. They're fun and they're interactive. Overwatch is starting to get the new characters. They're starting to overlap with pre-existing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they don't understand that, like, in order to make the game interesting, you kind of can't continue doing what you're doing.
No. I also will state about Overwatch currently is that one of the big problems for it is I don't want to be mean to them. They're not a bad company, but holy shit, are they retarded? Some of their business practices aren't making sense.
There's a reason I stopped.
Yeah, well, that was the reason why I stopped like 2 years ago, year and a half. But I just like it. Just stop being like the idea of how they do like new blocks, new crates, and stuff like that. How there's no in-game for games. How the matchmaking system works. How the rank system works and stuff like that doesn't actually like. It isn't very good, and it kind of like it's kind of bad in the way it's set up.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like, hey, I want to play Overwatch and stuff like that, and then you get them, and then it's like, here's a Durant. It's like, and then your teammate basically sits there and just goes, oh well, like we're just going to completely like lock you down a flight of stairs because we can, and it's like, stop, just stop. Just stop.
Stop. I think the only way I'll ever go back to Overwatch is, again, like if they added, hey, now you can get paid currency by playing through the game. And if there was, even if it was just like most in smallest of amounts, I'd be like, you know what? That's at least a step in the right direction. Maybe I'll jump back in with all the new characters and shit.
And that was the problem. Is they didn't effectively know how to do that without fucking up really badly, because they made their skins, their little spray icons and stuff like that really bad. They made them really poor. They made them like what 25 Blizzard coins for each one, and even League of Legends, I think they're on average, I think 25, 250 riot points for a little emoji or response thing or whatever.
They're cheap.
Whereas,
but like this is like way too expensive and stuff like that. No, I agree.
Yeah. But one of the other problems is like the loot box system is so inconsistent too. Like I would love for the loot box system being like, I'm looking for skins for this character, this character, and the loot box, like if like they look at the characters I played the most and go, okay, you're gonna hire drafts for these characters because you play them more.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like make loot boxes like purchasable through like in-game currency. Sure, you can buy a bunch of them and with real money. Like you could say like, $100 for 100 crates. Mm-hmm. All right, fine, whatever. It's the same thing with Riot. The thing is, if you make the crates also available for in-game, then it actually effectively becomes essentially a free-to-play game. But I don't like. It's such a bad system.
Well, it's flawed, and that's the problem with it. Is that because it's so flawed, you're like, why does this exist? Why is it like this? Why do we do anything like this? Anyways, I think that's a show.
It's 11
I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about how I recently. Did you just say you have a girlfriend?
Oh. No, I said it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. So yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to the Blackline Podcast. We'll be posting the show on every Thursday on the blacklinegames.podbean.com.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say something very nice. I was going to talk about Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. No, let's do that real quick because I think all three of us have played. Josh, you've played Sea of Thieves.
I played it vicariously through someone else.
Fair. Let's do it real quick. We'll do 10 minutes. We'll do a hard 10 minutes.
So, I like that game a lot. I think the Tall Tales are very interesting and stuff like that, and it adds a new interesting mechanic to the game. Tall Tales are basically the single-player campaign.
Oh, wait, what? It has single-player now?
It's a single-player, story campaign thing that you're supposed to do.
Okay, that's fun. No, that actually is, I think, something that game needed. Because as much as I liked just jumping into the game straight off the bat with 4 buddies to sail a ship, I will say got really boring really quickly. But if there's a single player, I would love actually PvE, player versus environment setup, where you could go on special missions and not be just essentially gang bust by other players. I would actually very much like that because
they're slowly edging towards that.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is missing is just straight up having this mission. You find a medallion, you put on the medallion, you can't die in these certain areas, and therefore, but the enemies can.
Yeah.
So something like that would be hey, that's nice.
Hell, I wouldn't mind proper PvE raids for the big servers.
Yeah.
That would make that game great, in my opinion. Because when I last played, the Megalodon came out. The week after, the Megalodon hit.
So I fought against one of those things. Bud.
Oh.
Dude, it is. It's okay.
Fun.
Okay.
I will freely admit, though, back when I played, I had a Kraken within the first 25
Well, that's what happened with us.
Yeah.
We
won. We won, but I was why are we fighting a Kraken? I am literally level 1.
That was the same thing with me. Is I was saying to everybody, we literally port, and then we hit a Kraken. I'm just that's a little bit of a downside, don't you think? And everyone's yep. Cool.
Actually, I kind of testified when I was playing with Rory, Stefan, and Dip. 3 of my friends. Whenever we were on a ship together, I would Zip was basically sails, along with Rory, and I was up top at the top of the mast because we were sailing around a caravan. They actually named it correctly, or the frigate. I can't remember what it's called. Because the sloop is a 2-man, caravan is 4, or frigate, whatever. I was up on the top of the mast, just looking around as I do, because apparently, I was the best. They learned really quickly that I could spot things really well on the thing. They were like, "Allan, I don't see it." It's it's right there, off to port, 11 o'clock, and they finally it'd be 30 seconds later, 11 o'clock, off to port. I was just guys, I just said that. Oh, we didn't believe you. It's this is why I'm up here.
This is why I'm here.
I'm looking for things. And Stefan would be our basically would be our
navigator. Yeah,
helms
navigator.
Helms. No, navigator would be Roy or Zip, depending on what's going. But we do know we actually got pretty solid with what we were doing, but the game just didn't have enough in there for us to keep us playing. I think we played a total of maybe 100 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that game is like great. I think people need to play it more.
Yep, I'll say that. But I think we're.
Yeah,
I think we're done.
I think so.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take my dog for a walk, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Sign us out, y'all.
So thank you for listening for the Black Lion Podcast, episode 198. We've almost done 200 episodes. Can't wait until episode 300, which will be our Spartan episode. We will make sure to bring more things onto the show. Yeah, thank you for listening, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. You can listen to us every Thursday on blacklion.com.
Recording it.
Okay. It's like, yeah, like this entire past week has been basically like, oh, let's go back to life as it was, Jeff. Yeah, that seems like a great idea. Me, I love this idea. This is a wonderful idea. And then basically what ended up happening was basically the entire weekend, which normally I would do like modeling or like animation or something I wanted to do. I ended up like just burying my head into programming for like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, an entire day. Didn't play any games. Fuck that shit. I was gonna play Destiny, didn't do that. I played maybe BattleTech this week for like 2 hours, got past the first mission again, and like, you know, basic things. And like it was like, oh, like this I've been missing for like so long.
You're gonna be so good at passing that first mission.
It's kind of fucking tragic.
You could be like, I'm gonna speed run this first mission.
I am updating my cover photo to Ugandan Sonic. I found an image I love. It is beautiful. I love it.
Open up a cold one, Dr. Pepper.
Why did you do that?
Because I need a Dr. Pepper.
Why would you do that?
Because I like cherry. If you haven't figured this out, I like the cherry flavor. What are you giggling about?
So, I've decided that Facebook sucks. So I made and I don't want any pictures of myself on my Facebook. So I put that as my profile picture.
Fucking, I just want to talk about how the Sonic movie went through the cycle, and how I'm like, this cycle's probably part of their plan.
You know what? Did they just accomplish the biggest troll of all time by doing what they
Probably. Did? If they're super smart about it, then yeah, probably.
I honestly.
But however, I highly doubt that.
I just love that fucking image. I can't wait. If somebody goes off on me for that, I'm just gonna fucking that's the episode image for this week. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm not saying no.
It's gonna be hilarious because people are gonna be like Ugandan Knuckles has to be in the movie. It has to be.
Maybe it's like a kid's drawing, and it's a kid, and the kid's from Africa, and he's from Uganda, and he's exchange student, and then maybe he has that accent a little.
You don't know the way of the David. I played Battletech. I saw Endgame, and then what else did I do this week? Bought Old Republic. There's another thing I did this week, and I can't remember it. Oh, I played Sea of Thieves, and I got through part of the first quest because I'm a terrible person. Hooray. So I'm going to write that on the topic list because I'm smart. And you probably just played League of Legends. Right?
I'm sorry, I'm very distracted with how Pikachu in the anime can mimic any Pokemon in existence. It's kind of true.
Oh, Allan. Well, we did start without you.
Sorta.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Sorta.
We're doing prelims. We're talking about life.
Yeah.
You guys,
life and life itself.
Allan,
and
do you like my new Facebook profile picture?
I don't even know what your Facebook profile picture is.
Look up above.
It's in general.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, you took the Ugandan knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised at all?
Fuck you.
You know, I was gonna say okay, let's say there's a reference of Uganda Knuckles somehow in the Sonic film, like it's somehow in there. Where would you think it's gonna be?
God, it's
gonna be quick and it's gonna be really quiet.
Yeah.
Exactly that, and I'm like my hypothesis of like where could they shove it in? It will be a kid's drawing in a back of a room of a school from a kid from Uganda.
Yeah.
That's the only way. The only way.
By the way, we should sync real quick.
Yep. Sync in 3, 2, 1.